of Mother Nature. But now moving on. Now gold prices have extended losses for the third consecutive week against a strong US dollar. November 10 sees a rupee 1 decline in prices with 12,216 per gram for 24 karat gold after yesterday's rate at 12,217. The same stands for 22 karat gold. Prices are at 11,199 after yesterday's rate at 11,200 per gram, marking a marginal rupee 1 shift. The sustained firmness in the dollar and a wait-and-watch approach from the US Federal Reserve have dampened demand for the safe haven asset, keeping bullion prices in a narrow trading range through the holiday-shortened week. They added, analysts said the metal started the week firm, briefly trading above the USD 4,000 mark before a stronger dollar dragged prices lower. Renewed risk aversion in the midweek provided limited support, helping gold trim its losses. Now, of course, viewers, we're going to give you an overview. NewsX is the only channel, viewers, to get you a complete day-to-day update on the gold prices. Gold prices per gram, viewers, we're going to compare today versus yesterday to give you an overall picture. So yesterday was 12,217 for 24 karat, and now it's at 12,216. So a rupees dip is what we're seeing here. 22 karat was 11,200. It's at an 11,199. Again, a 1 rupee dip. 18 karat was 9,167, and now it's at a 9,166. Can we have the next slide, please? All right, today versus last week. So we had 24 karat on the 3rd of November at 12,332, and now it's at a 12,216. All right, viewers, so that's a little bit of a drop there. 22 karat was at an 11,303, and today it's at an 11,199. 18 karat was 9,251, and now it's at 9,166. So this, of course, is a comparison between today versus last week. We're looking at today versus last month. So this is where you see the complete difference. 10th October, 12,386 for 24 karat. 10th November is 12,216. 22 karat on the 10th of October was 11,355, and now it's at an 11,199. 18 karat was at a 9,192, and now it's at a 9,166. So this is today versus last month. Now we are seeing today versus last year. 24 karat last year was at a 7,951. This year it's at a 12,216. 22 karat last year was 7,290, and now it's at an 11,199. Last year 18 karat was 5,965, and now it's at a 9,166. So of course, viewers, this of course is the complete comparison that we're showing you. And now, of course, I have our expert, Dr. Sharad Kohli, who's a senior economist, joining me. Dr. Sharad Kohli, a dip of a rupee. What more can you tell us?
Good morning, Vaishali. Good morning to the viewers of NewsX. No, I really don't think this is a very noticeable dip. In fact, the prices were hovering around $4,000 when me and you have been discussing over the last week as well. You know, these are the COMEX prices in New York because that's where the prices originate from. But as we speak now, the prices are up to $4,048. So we are witnessing some renewed buying at lower levels, which means if $4,000 was the resistance or a support price, then now it is gradually started to move up. And this is all due to the fact that the US shutdown has extended into its 40th day. Although, having said that, I would like to state here that there are some, unconfirmed news that probably the Senate might reach a kind of a deal as far as the Democrats and the Republicans are concerned. But the American economy per se, Vaishali, is not doing very well. Job cuts are there. And, you know, the stock market bubble, which was forming in America in NASDAQ, S&P, Dow Jones, seem to be getting exposed now. We saw a fall in Nvidia and other tech stocks last week, which means the American economy is now started showing signs of that artificial gung-ho which is being shown there is after all not there. The American economy is not doing very well. The tariff wars still continue. President Trump said last evening that people who don't support tariffs are fools. That's the statement he has used. Well, only time will tell as to who's the fool here, because we need to wait and see what is the impact of these tariffs on the American economy. It's already creating a turmoil around the world. Geopolitical tensions also, Vaishali, do not seem to be settling down. Russia has again aggravated attack on Ukraine. In fact, Ukraine is heading for a very severe winter, and Russia has attacked all the energy sources, which means Ukrainians could be in a situation of getting freezed to death in the very severe winter that that part of the world has. So the geopolitical tensions building up, nuclear testing being spoken of, America not participating in the G20 summit. It has completely boycotted G20 summit. None of its officials will also participate. That's not very good message as far as geopolitics is concerned. So overall, the situation for gold and silver, if the viewers are wondering, why am I talking of international geopolitics? Why am I talking of geoeconomics? Because these are the factors which determine the movement of precious metal prices. So it's important to analyze these factors. We are not investment advisors on your channel. This is just a news analysis of the factors which lead to increase or fall in the prices. So therefore, it's important to talk about these factors. You can take your own informed decision whether you want to invest or not to invest. Having said that, Vaishali, I would like to reiterate that it's a good long-term bet. People who are looking at parking their money for 2 to 5 years can consider about 20% of their portfolio in gold. And we've seen that happening. It went down to $3,900, recovered to $3,950, went up to $4,000. And as we speak now, it's about $4,050. So the fall that we had witnessed, which was at 10% at one point of time, is now down to about 6 to 7%, which I think is showing sign of the bullish movement. Once again, Vaishali, although these corrections will come, long-term investors should not be worried at all.
Dr. Kohli, it's interesting you say that, because all of us wonder why the gold prices are increasing. But who knew that, maybe a war or the geopolitical situation affects something like gold prices. So thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. And now moving on to some more breaking news coming in. Now, another rebel group in Pakistan, Ittihad-e-Mujahideen, has ambushed Pakistani sources in South Waziristan, killing several of them during the attack. The militant seized the soldiers